Chapter 9. Lucky Strike and Wondering. Miranda's point of view. Meanwhile. After a while, I noticed that Severus never came back from going to talk to Professor Dumbledore. In order to figure out if he was alright or not, I decided to go up to his personal room and visit him. I said bye to my friends, not bothering to tell any of them where I was going, and walked all the way to his personal room. On the way there, many thoughts and images began streaming through my head, both good and bad thoughts. The type of thoughts that a student should not think of towards a teacher, and yet I am. I do think of those thoughts, and it's because of a teacher like Severus Snape that makes me feel that way. Like, I want to feel his lips on mine again. They felt so good and right. The way he held me unexpectedly caught me off guard. The words he spoke, the way he looked into my eyes. In a way, it made me feel hypnotized, bad, but in a good way. Once I came to his personal room door, I stood there for a brief moment like a deer. I shouldn't feel so nervous or shaky about this, but I do. I took a deep breath as I knocked on the door, waiting and looking down at my feet. My eyes went back up to the door as I heard him opening it, leaving me standing there. I immediately felt tension between us as he motioned me to come in. I walked in the door as he closed it, probably knowing the reason why I came here. Yes, I came here to check on him, but now I almost want to go for something that I may or may not regret doing later on. I was going to sit down on his couch, but I stopped walking, and so did he. With both of us suddenly pausing, I looked at his face and then looked down shyly. I spoke up nervously. "Hello, Professor Severus." "Hello, Miranda." I wonder if he's battling similar feelings as I am right now. I really don't know how to describe the feeling, but I feel like I just had to see him for some reason. In a situation like this, anyone would be, because here I am standing here with my potions teacher, who's also my crush. You never came back into the Great Hall, so I just came to check and see if things were okay, since Professor Dumbledore wanted to talk to you. Yes, everything's fine, Miranda. I appreciate you being concerned for my well-being. I needed a moment or two to collect myself before I had to do anything else. That is all. There was an awkward, silent moment between us. I couldn't bring myself to say anything back to him, nor could he say anything to me. Yet, the awkwardness is driving my feelings for him insane. My heart is sobbing out of my chest. It's like being stuck in a room when something bad had happened. An argument between a couple or two people crushing on one another, but too nervous to admit it. I gulped nervously as I looked into his eyes. He then walked closer to me and put a couple pieces of my hair behind my ear. We continued to stare into each other's eyes. "Forgive me for what I'm about to do, Brain," I thought to myself. "Sev, shh, don't say anything. I can't bloody take it anymore. I'm going to go for it and see what happens. I'm positive that he can hear how fast my heart is beating from nervousness." With that, I leaned up on my tiptoes, closed my eyes, and kissed his lips softly. Very surprisingly, he kissed me back just as softly. I could tell that he was feeling different emotions, yet he wanted this to be happening. Maybe something made him change his mind. In return for his unexpected reaction, I kissed him back more, wrapping my arms around his neck. I started messing with his hair as he put his hands on my waist, pulling me in closer. Soon, the kisses got deeper as we backed up until we reached his bed, and me lay down without breaking the kiss. We both knew it was wrong to do this, but we can't deny the chemistry that's been stringing along lately. So, why did I convince myself? Better yet, did he truly want to kiss me back? Does he unknowingly feel the same way as we briefly recently confessed? Are the feelings true? After a few minutes, he stopped kissing me and looked into my eyes. I've honestly never seen him like this before. Out of his tough, cool teacher mode and into a warm, compassionate person. Neither of us had to say a word as we were out of breath anyway. After a moment of thinking, I knew exactly what that look of his meant, as we knew that it was too soon, but the moment felt right at the same time. Besides being young, a part of me felt stupid, but the other was dying too, because of my crush on him. It was like unspoken words were being spilled through the looks in our eyes. "I won't do anything unless you tell me, Miranda. I want to be sure." He looked at me and I looked at him. I need this, Severus, and I want it. I moaned softly as he placed light kisses along my neck and jawline. I continued, I know it's wrong and bad, but you make me feel so good and alive. I want to go for it. I don't care about the consequences. We both knew what we were thinking, but went for it anyway. After we both teasingly took our clothes off, I lay down as he crawled up to me. He kissed my neck as he looked into my eyes, asking, Are you absolutely sure you want to go through with this? Only if you want to also, Severus. This will be a little secret kept. I cannot deny any more of how I want you, Miranda. Don't worry, Severus. I secretly want you as well. No matter the many thoughts screaming in our heads, we did it. Just to put it bluntly, the experience was bloody amazing for my first time. I didn't even realize both of us fell asleep afterward until I woke up with his arms around me. Now, to think of it, I'm not sure of how many of my classes I have missed. I also hope I don't get into too much trouble for skipping any classes. I watched Severus get up from the bed, and I did the same. He stated quietly, I think you should leave before anyone starts to wonder, Miranda. I don't want you to get in any more trouble. I will see you at dinner and write you an excuse note as well. Don't speak of this experience to anyone but to your friends. I just nodded my head, not knowing what to say back. I got fully dressed, not bothering to say another word. I stopped myself as I was about to leave his personal room. I turned around and went up to hug him tightly so that there wouldn't be any awkwardness later on. He held me back and walked me to the door. I heard him say to me before closing the door, Bye, Miranda. I responded softly, Bye, Severus. I walked back to the common room and sat on the couch by the fire for a moment. I smiled some and thought about what had just happened. I just couldn't believe it. It was like a dream come true. I went to the bathroom, washed up, and put my robes back on. I then headed out to dinner because I figured out from someone else that it was dinner time. I couldn't believe that after we did that, we both fell asleep and missed a whole day of classes. It wasn't like me to pull a stunt like this, but I have a feeling that it won't be my last either. On our way to the Great Hall, a couple of people asked what happened to me after breakfast. I just explained to them that I had a terrible migraine, so I went to rest for the day. All of my friends were worried about me as well, but decided it was best to question my emotions another time. It was Halloween after all, and the last thing I wanted to explain was the real reason for my absence today in front of a lot of people. During dinner, I was trying not to look at Severus, but I had a feeling that he was looking at me. I turned my head and looked at him sitting with the other teachers. I smiled softly and looked away shyly, continuing to eat with Harry and the others. After dinner, all of the Halloween candy fun came in. I laughed, joked around, and played with Hermione, Ron, Harry, and Neville. Also, I can't forget about the twins, too. I woke up the next morning with a bad headache, probably caused by all the candy I had last the night before. I thought about Severus and what had happened yesterday. I then realized I lost my you-know-what to my potions master. I don't know why I like him this much. Maybe it's the way he looks straight into my eyes, making eye contact, getting me nervous. Maybe it's the way he chuckles at some of the things that I say or do, sending shivers down my spine. Maybe it's the way he kisses me so softly but with caution, making me want more and more each time. His voice is soothing and comforting to me. His dark raven hair parted nicely all the time. His dark midnight eyes are filled with danger. The way he walks as his robe flows along behind him. The way he doesn't care what people think. He might scare a creep students out, but to me, he doesn't. There's just something about him that makes me feel this way, and this is what puzzles me. I've never felt like this with anyone really before, and I don't know how much more I can take before I explode. Am I going crazy for thinking like this and doing what I did? Could I be punished in some way if word gets out to others? I was feeling bad because I physically couldn't move to get out of bed. With that, I decided to just lie here in bed and think about him. A few minutes later, I found myself falling asleep again. Then, a couple hours later, I faintly heard some voices. I heard 2 boys and 1 girl. I opened my eyes and yawned as the sun met my gaze, and it hurt my eyes because it was so bright.